Michael hears the news of a new location opening up called Fazbear Frights, a horror attraction based off the events of Fredbears and Freddys. He hears that they found a real animatronic suit that still works and would use it as the main attraction for the location. Michael knew this wasn't a torn down animatronic, no. He felt the same connection to it that he felt with Ballora and Baby. This was his father William. So he travelled to Fazbear's with a match in hand, ready to end this, bringing both the company and William down once and for all.
You deserve this.
Don't forget to simply scroll down, subscribe, turn on notifications, like the video, scroll back up, and enjoy the story.
Firefighters from 3 different city departments have been called out to combat the
There
flames
were
at
strange
Fazbear
noises
Frights,
coming
which
from
are now being
inside the
threatened
building.
other
To the sound of the
Which was
explosion.
later verified.
Down.
Michael escapes the fire while William meets his final demise. The fire that Michael started helped burn out the spirits from their animatronic suits. The children's spirits rejoiced after seeing William burning, and they decided to go to the old and long abandoned Freddy's location where they were once killed 40 years ago. They sit on the empty seats as the puppet comes to see them happy, seeing that her goal was truly complete. The spirits inhabiting Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy were ready to rest while Golden Freddy struggled to be pleased. But one of the 2 spirits inside of it became happy and decided to rest with the others. They then finished their birthday party, which was prematurely cut short so long ago. During this moment, the spirits of Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, and one of the spirits inside Golden Freddy were pleased, and finally set free of their eternal cages. The puppet and the final spirit inside Golden Freddy were all that remained out of the 6 of them. The puppet wanted to make sure all that William had caused was undone, and Golden Freddy remained vengeful, unwilling to leave so early. They wanted to make sure William was done for good and that the fire burnt him whole. William was burning in the same capsule he'd been trapped in for 30 years, struggling to survive with the metal of the suit being destroyed. The more and more William kept burning, the more he kept losing from his body, the sooner death approached. He lost more of his right ear, his head started to rip open more and more, exposing his skull, but he saw a simple flaw in Michael's plan. In order for Michael to escape the burning building, he would need to be near an exit obviously, but since Michael had a brief encounter with William right before it all went down, William would have had to be near Michael upon the flames erupting, meaning when Michael ran to the exit close by, William wasn't far from it either. This very same exit William's eyes are now set on. William could escape and finally be free once more. Henry had sat in sorrow for so many years, contemplating everything, not only to fill out countless amounts of paperwork, not only living with the thought that William could have possibly survived the room, not only with the grief of his family dying, but with the knowledge of something weird happening with the robots, the knowledge that something else is in them.
These animatronics, they're alive, but how? How did William do it? How did he get my daughter inside that thing?
This one fact kept Henry awake at night. Of course he had destroyed the toy animatronics. Sure, the original animatronics had all been destroyed too, sure. But what about William's own creations, which Henry was very much aware of? What about Michael? Where was he? What about his own daughter too? There were too many loose ends, more specifically loose animatronics, that Henry needed to be solved and finished for good. Henry thought all of these years about this, making tapes as he went on to describe his thoughts. Eventually, an idea struck his mind. He grabbed his recorder and hit record.
It's only now that I understand the depth of the depravity of this creature, this monster that I unwillingly helped to create. As if what he had already done wasn't enough. He found a new way to desecrate, to humiliate, to destroy. As if the suffering wasn't enough, the loss of innocence, the loss of everything to so many people. Small souls trapped in prisons of my making, now set to new purpose, and used in ways I never thought imaginable. He lured them all back to a familiar place, back with familiar tricks. He brought them all together. Are they still aware? I hope not. It keeps me awake at night. I could make myself sleep, but not yet. Not until I undo what he has done and heal this wound. A wound first inflicted on me, but then one that I let bleed out to cause all of this. He set some kind of trap. I don't know what it was, but he led them there, again. He overpowered them, again. And he robbed them of the only thing that they had, again. I don't know how those tiny breaths of life came to inhabit those machines, but they will never find rest now, not like this. I have to call them all back, all of them, together in one place.
Henry knew that he couldn't do this all by himself, so although unprepared, he set up advertisements for someone to play the role of a pizzeria manager, so they could help him salvage the animatronics lord, as well as raise money to make their own jobs easier for them, as Henry decided instead of creating the entire pizzeria on his own, he would let the employer do it, purchasing items themselves and making the pizzeria truly their own. With these ideas,
Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place
opens up, a new location created by one of the founding members of Fazbear's Entertainment, Henry.
Freddy Fazbear's Pizza?
Michael saw this going around everywhere. He knew that after all these years, Henry would have to know what happened in between William's disappearance and Michael reuniting with him. What turned him into that monster? He must know. Michael headed towards the location to not only get answers, but to make sure there were no more animatronics with spirits attached to them. Circus Baby and Molten Freddy were lured to the pizzeria by an energy they didn't know, but a familiar one. It felt as if they were right back at Circus Baby's entertainment and rentals. Deep down, they felt that this energy was calling to them, and that this was their only hope of escape, as this was the only thing all of them had felt since the argument. So both Baby and Molten Freddy headed towards the location to find out who had called them back after all of this time. William, much like Michael, like father, like son, saw the news of this location spreading. He saw Henry's name next to the Fazbear's Entertainment logo and instantly rage spiked, thinking of the past. William wanted to kill Henry and Ennard for good, while also wanting to kill Michael, who after the events at Fazbear Frights, he knew would go to this new location to know what's going on. So finally, William also headed towards the location. Throughout his nights, Michael met with many familiar faces. Molten Freddy, who reminded him of Funtime Freddy from many years ago, remembering it was a combined version of Funtime Foxy as well as his mother, Ballora. He then saw Scrapbaby, who he knew exactly who it was, his younger sister Elizabeth, although they didn't exchange any words as he knew the cameras were on and watching his every move. He also encountered an unfamiliar face, Lefty, who he personally had no connection to, but finally he saw Scraptrap. His father had survived the fire. Seeing all of them still somehow alive was something straight out of his nightmares. He had to think of a plan. During his shifts, the tutorial kept reminding him about Saturday.
There's a big party here Saturday. Make it through Saturday.
Don't forget Saturday. You want them all to be in one place.
Something had been planned for Saturday. Michael knew something was going on. Why were all the leftover animatronics here? The only other person working here was Henry, so knowing him personally, he realized Henry must already have a plan to end it all. A big party on Saturday. Saturday came along quick, and Michael was once again fending himself from the animatronics like he did down underground many years ago. But this time wasn't so easy. Molten Freddy came in from the side. It never understood why Baby didn't just let Michael die the first time.
It's time to die, time to say goodbye, time to end these rhymes. You'll be set free in one try.
The voice of his mother called out, wanting to end Michael's suffering and let him rest while she cannot. This is when Scraptrap enters. Pissed off at Michael's existence and with every bit of anger in him, he went to kill Michael until Lefty helped Michael and turned against Scraptrap. William vs. Charlotte. Michael ran away, crawling through the vents trying to escape when suddenly Baby talked from beside Michael in the vents.
You played right into our hands. Did you really think that this job just fell out of the sky for you? No. This was a gift for us. You gathered them all together in one place, just like he asked you to. All of those little souls in one place, just for us. A gift. Now we can do what we were created to do and be complete. I will make you proud, Daddy. Watch, listen, and be full.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still even remember that name, but I'm afraid you've been misinformed.
Henry's voice came from the monitor as he readied himself to set the entire place ablaze, with every last thing connected to Fazbear's ready to fade away from history forever. Henry speaks to everyone who remains.
You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection, and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you. Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. I am remaining as well. I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still, and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace, and perhaps more, waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole, so don't keep the devil waiting, old friend. My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then, so let me save you now. It's time to rest, for you, and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends, for all of us, in communication.
What the fuck is this for? Birthday boy?
Finally, time to rest.
Henry's plan was working. Like he had claimed, he was close by and would die in the flames like the rest of them.
Get off of me.
You. William saw Michael and tried to get through the vents to him.
Michael, don't trap me in here. I'm gonna fucking kill you, you hear? I'll fucking kill you.
Michael sees his younger sister and his younger brother, welcoming him to rest with open arms.
Michael! Michael!
He looked to his father once more. William, now knowing his son would die no matter what he did himself, William didn't say anything more. His look was enough.
It's done.
Michael steps closer to the bright light, the final thing he'd see.
I'm sorry.
The first sorry William's ever muttered in his entire life. Restless, vengeful, and now ready. The only spirit who remains, the only spirit who's been unwilling to rest. Golden Freddy, aka Evan Afton. William is burning up and his soul is definitely not going anywhere good. But Evan had other plans for William. Not down, not up. He can go somewhere else. Evan was unfairly taken away. It was bullshit. He was stripped from his life. He was basically just beginning. He was young. He was so young. And he got tortured by his father. Tortured by William. Unable to sleep. It was horrible. His father gave him the worst life possible. Evan was fine with Michael though. He knew he didn't mean anything to happen with him. He saw the amount of pain and agony he went through to try and help Elizabeth survive and to find his own father. Evan saw Michael try and finish William off after figuring out what he had done. Evan knew Michael was in the right. William deserves this. William deserves purgatory. William deserves this. Haunted by his creations, haunted by everything in the Afton family's past, William defends himself against what seems like 50 animatronics. He dies over and over and over again, never getting a break. Evan watches from afar, watching all his father's creations eat him, tear him in half, break his bones, and so much more. He still wasn't satisfied. This wasn't enough, so he brought a new animatronic, Dee Dee, in, who would not only scare him, but give him more to fight against. More ways to kill him, more horrors to face. Evan watched him for days, how long has it been? Not even he knew. Evan wasn't even sure if he was satisfied. Was he? Wasn't he? He didn't know. It was so long he'd been watching William die and die and die. He thought maybe it wasn't enough, so he decided to add more animatronics to William's purgatory until, while within the void, Evan fell.
Come and sit with me a while.
Old man consequences told Evan. Evan didn't know who or what this was.
Leave the demon to his demons. Rest your own soul. There is nothing else.
There was nothing else for Evan. So after almost 50 years, Evan finally rests. Everything that came before is over. Thank you so much. But more specifically, thank you so much for watching part 4. But wait, there's one more part. The finale is coming before the end of the year, which includes the next era of Fazbear Entertainment with AR, Special Delivery, VR, Help Wanted, and Security Breach. Make sure to like the video and subscribe with notifications on to be notified when the finale comes out and for the story to become completely unraveled. Remember, if you want a break from the intensity of the story or just want a way to spend your time waiting for the next part, please check out some of my other videos on this channel which I guarantee you'll enjoy. But either way, have the best day you've ever had, and I'll see you soon.